Here's one for the old school Top Gear fans, which you're hopefully gonna love.
God, it seems, is a complete speed freak. This is it then. For your Sunday night delectation, a big Jag versus God. At 9:36, the sun sank below the horizon, and the race was on.
So back in 2011, Top Gear first aired the very famous episode Race Against God, which is where Jeremy Clarkson sets off from Land's End in Cornwall, the UK's most westerly point, at sunset and drives overnight across to Ness Point in Lowestoft, which is the most easterly point in the UK. And he has to get there before the sun comes up again on the other side.
This is what I'm pitting against him, the new Jaguar XJ.
And to make things more interesting, he did it on the night of the midsummer solstice, which is the shortest night of the year. This has since inspired many car enthusiasts to take on the same challenge themselves. But this year, 15 years after that episode first aired, we're going to do the challenge too.
But like Jeremy Clarkson did, we also have a big decision to make.
And already there's a problem, because which one do I take? The supercharged V8 is fast and exciting but thirsty. The diesel could do the journey easily on less than half a tank, and not having to fill up will save time.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't have a Jag, but we still got to choose between the two MGs. So which one do we take? So do we take the diesel, which is easily going to do the journey in one tank, which means we'll save time not stopping for fuel, which realistically this is the only place we're going to save time, because you can only really go so fast on the UK roads, which is how fast, Deanna?
Speed limit. Or do we take the diesel, which will easily do the journey in one tank?
Okay, yeah, they're both diesels. They've both actually got the same engine, which means they've both got the same power. But this one is my daily driver, and that one is a bit more of my show grade car with the fancy paintwork.
So, which one do we take?
Yes.
Came from the bottom, now I'm aiming for the stars. Had dreams in my pocket, but no keys for the cars. People used to doubt, now they watching who we are. Turn pain into problem, yeah, I turn it into art. Late nights, no sleep, just grinding my veins. Lost friends, lost time, still chasing the gains. They laughed at the vision, ain't screaming my name. I was walking through fire and I'm dancing in flames. I don't need no luck, I just trust my fire. Every scar I got made me
Of course we're going to take the one with the fancy paintwork, but there's one big problem. Right now, this is as far as the car is legally allowed to go. Yeah, that's right, because this car is actually on Sawn at the minute and has been for 5 years. I mean, the last time I drove this, we actually used it as one of our wedding cars. That was back in July 2021. And then a few months later, I put it in for an MOT and it failed on a upper rear suspension arm and a rear shock. So I actually bought the parts to fix the car pretty much straight away, but they've just sat in the boot ever since because life just sort of got in the way. We just got busy doing other things. I mean, we were saving up for our first house, which we moved into in was it July 2022, Deanna?
It was.
And then we just got busy just doing up the house all the time and work and things like that. And this car just kind of got forgotten about because it was actually still stored in the garage I had rented at in my parents' street back in Essex. So it wasn't until, about 18 months ago, we finally got it trailered up here. Yeah, we just hired a trailer from Norfolk Trailers for a weekend, which weren't really expensive at all, so shout out to them. And then we just hitched it to the back of Deanna's Cougar and just brought the car up ourselves. And then it just sat in the garage down there for the last 18 months, so I think it's about time we finally get this back on the road.
But not only do we have a good reason to get this car back on the road now, but we thought we'd also do it as a bit of a charity fundraiser whilst we also do this challenge. Now, Cancer Research is a charity that is quite close to my heart, but not just me, for probably most people in the UK, as most families have probably been affected by cancer at some point. And my family specifically have been affected a lot. We have lost several family members over the last few years, which is incredibly hard on anybody, but to have multiple in one family is very, very hard. But not only that, thanks to the NHS, Cancer Research specifically, and everybody who works so hard to fight such awful diseases like cancer, we also have some family members who are still with us and they are still fighting and they have won against this awful disease. So why not turn this challenge into something great and help to raise money for those people who really do help in a crisis?
So originally we was actually going to do this back in 2020 because a friend of mine on the owners club on the MG scene was actually organising a charity event back then, but that just all fell through because of COVID. We just couldn't do it, and we've just been so busy ever since. Like, we wanted to do it, but it's just never been able to make it happen. But this year it turns out we're actually booked a week in Wales the week before because of someone's birthday. And so we thought, and we looked in the calendar, and it actually worked out that the summer solstice is going to be at the end of that week on the weekend. So we're just going to head from Wales. We just booked an extra night down in Cornwall. So while we're in that part of the country, we'll just drive down to Cornwall, stay the extra night, and then we're going to set off from Land's End on the, was it the Saturday the 20th?
Saturday the 20th.
20th, yeah. And do it over that night. So we'll head from Saturday the 20th into the 21st. Where should we film the next bit, down around the front? Oh, you can see the greens come out, look. They're nice, nice. Nice.
Now the problem is we leave for Wales on the 15th of June, which means we only have 3 weeks to get this car fixed, MOT'd, back on the road, ready to go. And when we say 3 weeks, realistically, that means we have 3 weekends and evenings in those 3 weeks after work as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a real push getting this ready because there's quite a few mechanical jobs to get done on it, but there's some mods that I want to do on it as well, which I'll do a few videos on in the weeks to come. But this car's been off the road for long enough now, so it's about time we get it back on the road, and hopefully we can actually raise some money for a good cause in the process. So I think we'll call it the end of the video there, but there will be videos to follow in the coming weeks as we start getting jobs done on this car and getting it ready for the challenge. And what I'll do is I'll drop a link in the description below for the fundraiser. So I've got to set that up here. I'll get that done before I post this video. So that will probably be like on, was it GoFundMe? Something like that. So we'll have a look at how to set that up and get that ready for you guys. And hopefully we can raise some funds for a good cause in the process and help more people beat cancer. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you smash that subscribe button so you can see the videos that will follow up as we start getting the car ready and eventually when we do the challenge. So we'll see you in the next one, guys. See you later.